Good afternoon, guys. I'm back. Welcome back. This is your first time on my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. Please do me a favor. Please like and subscribe to this channel. And then if you think anybody is going to benefit from any of the content I'm going to share this on this session, please by all means share and as widely as possible. Help YouTube love me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so that being said, this is my weekly analysis. This is my Sunday weekly analysis that I do every week. Now, first of all, I want to apologize. Last Sunday, I was not able to do the weekly analysis for various reasons. And my apologies. I know there are some of you who actually do follow me, and somebody even actually commented and was like, hey, I was waiting for a weekly analysis. It wasn't there. Sorry, I apologize. I got caught up. I wasn't able to do it on time. And then now on Monday was my birthday. So I also got caught up during the day. And then in the evening, a lot of things happened. And then the next day, I think after that, 2 days later, I was sick. It's just been so crazy. I'm actually now just recovering from the entire week that has really been quite something. So today we are back, and as always, I'm going to look at a couple of pairs, and I'm going to start today with NAS, okay, and only because we're actually looking at it. So I recently started trading NASDAQ, NAS 100. I think on other brokers, you'd see like NAS 100 USD. So I just, I've always traded US 30 and German 30. And I've recently added NAS to the whole picture because I just love the way it moves, and I can actually trade NAS with a smaller account compared to US 30, for example. Which I really, really love, but it really needs a good account, a big account size. I find NAS a bit safer to trade on a small account. And if you have also been following me, guys, I've been trying to show you guys how to trade small accounts and maybe grow them over a period of time just through scalping. So I usually do like video recordings when I'm scalping my $10 account and I'm trying to grow it. I've been on a challenge of growing $10 to $1,000, $10 to $1,000, and I've literally been trying to grow. I have two different accounts. There's sometimes I start the account with like $10, sometimes it's $13, but usually it's in that range of $10. And then I actually discovered NAS is good for scalping a small account. Again, I think it may also depend on your broker. I don't know, but with the broker that I've been using, which is FX Primus, it's actually pretty good. And yeah, so I've been using that, and yeah, check my my short clips that I do post on my shorts, on my flipping, not really, I don't want to say flipping because I'm not really trying to flip accounts. I'm just trying to show how you can progressively grow your account. So keep tabs on my shorts. I usually post updates on what I'm doing on there with regards to growing the small accounts. So anyway, so I discovered NAS. I really like NAS. I think I love the way it moves, and yeah, so that's why we're here looking at it. So this week, so let's just look at it from a weekly perspective. And when I look at NASDAQ, all these indices tend to look the same. If I look at NAS, if I look at Dow Jones, they tend to have the same thing going on, okay? They've been bullish for the longest time since 2020, up until 2021 November. And then we began to see around, we almost retested the November high, all-time high in December 2021, and then we began our downtrend. Okay, so for the last couple of weeks since January, or rather, yeah, end of December and January, we've actually been trading lower and lower and lower. And which is understandable because, for the longest time, the indices have been pushing up. And this drop was bound to happen. So we have actually gotten to around, we broke the low of October 2021. We broke through past it, October 2021, and then we retested back. We broke the October 21 low in January, end of January. And then towards the end of January, and then we kind of retraced. And this retracement is actually, understandable because we were just retesting a previous level of supply. And then now we are, as of last week, we've literally, after taking out this high, we are now on our way down. Now, I get the feeling that we may try to actually take out this low for January, okay? And I'm even looking at possibly us getting to the target of 12,982.4, okay? So I'm still bearish, especially with this formation. If we look at, just what happened after this down move. So we saw a rejection, and then, we closed with looking like a bit of indecision, but this was a pretty, I guess, we kind of not really bullish, but the buyers came in strongly and forced the sellers, to kind of stop their rally down. And then now we saw this aggressive push up, and then we saw the sellers coming back down and pushing the price down. And I don't even want to say it's the sellers. It's just basically the structure of the market. This is what happened. And then we can see we formed a bearish engulfing candle here. And my take is we're just probably going to continue. Okay, but if I look on the daily, we can even see this a bit better. Okay, so we saw liquidity grab happening, and then a retracement, and then we took out more liquidity, and then finally we pushed up and broke structure here, took out this high, and then just pushed up. Okay, and then now this candle here came in, took out this high, and then started retracing and retested, and now it's on its way down. We've taken out this low of February. Okay, now I'll really like to see how the market opens, because we are back at a demand zone. So there are two things that can happen at this demand zone. Either we will reject off of this demand zone, okay, or, which is a possibility, or we will drop. So I'll be looking to see how it's looking. If I look at the 4 hour, we're beginning to see, the candle close was a small candle. Let me see the 1 hour. And, so we can see on lower time frames a bit of some price action. So I really like to see how the market opens, the first hour of the market open. We may just see price retracing back to the upside before we see the continuation to the downside. So there's potential for price to actually push up back to maybe 14,521.3 before we continue down. So long term, we are looking bearish, okay? But on the shorter term, okay, let me just look at the 15-minute. On the shorter term, we may see something else. We may see price come down here. And although this, this formation is looking very bearish, but I'm beginning to see that maybe the bearish move may be coming to an end, maybe on the short term, and we've left some imbalances up here that may be retested, likely will be retested at some point before we continue down. So long term still bearish, but on shorter time frames, I think we may see some rejection or a continuation to the upside before we see any continuation downside. Yeah, so that's NAS. Let me look at US30, possibly giving me the same vibes. I mean, these charts all look the same. So I'm, again, just having the same feeling, looking pretty bearish. We are seeing these long wicks here. But then for me, this candle for February 11th, which was last week, kind of took out liquidity, and then we begin to see price shifting up. So I'm not sure whether or not we'll really see the price coming down just yet. I just know that we still have some pending imbalance up here that needs to be taken care of before maybe we see a nice rally to the bottom. But at the same time, I will want to see how the first 15 to an hour of the market looks when it opens later on today. So that's US30, and then let's go to gold. Gold is one of those things that I also really like to trade. But what I do is I never trade gold and indices in the same account. So you'll find that, and gold is also very good for flipping accounts. It's just extremely, extremely volatile. Like, gold can be very predictable. So it's one of those things that you really need to have some, you need to be able to weather the storms of gold. Yeah, so right now what we are seeing on the weekly is that we are very bullish, okay? We closed very bullish. And there is a chance that we are trying to take out this high of 1915, or maybe even just take out this high of 1876. Okay, then maybe taper back down before now we see a continuation up. We generally are bullish, because if I look at it, this is a low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And because of just the formation, we took out liquidity here in January, end of January, and then we began to push up. So that's basically what I'm anticipating, that possibly will continue to the upside. And you can see we took out this high. So I feel like we will take out the 1878 high, and yeah, I will not be surprised if we take out this June high of 2021 at 1916. Okay, so whether we do that as directly, we race for that target, or we retrace and just come back lower to 1838 before we continue, those are the scenarios. But I'm bullish on gold generally, long term, and I think even shorter term. Okay, we can see this very strong rally on the 1 hour to the upside. Okay, and we're beginning to see price kind of trying to taper out. So it'll really depend on how, again, the market opens. We may see another bearish structure form, because like this was a really strong takeout of liquidity on this end of things. So we may retrace to clear out imbalances before we continue to the upside. But I'm bullish only because we took out this very significant level of structure here. Okay, so I feel like we will at a point retest this 1841 zone and then continue to onto the upside. Okay, so I am bullish on gold. Let me look at, let's say what, GBPUSD. So these are the major pairs. The ones that I'm looking at are the major pairs that I actually trade, guys. And yeah, so if you've seen that I've not yet analyzed any pair that maybe you trade, is possibly because I don't usually trade it. So I like GU, especially when I'm trading, again, a really small account. It's really stable and everything. And it's just a GBP pair. It's one of the GBP pairs that I like. So what we are seeing is GBP USD is also looking okay. We kind of, let me first go on the weekly. Let me start with the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, what we see is GBP USD dropped, took out liquidity, and then began to push up, broke structure there, and then retraced back into that level, and then is pushing up. Now we kind of closed bullish, but then there was rejection topside, and kind of making me think, okay, are we really going to see a continuation to the upside, or will we begin to see GU drop lower? Maybe the daily will give me some insight. As you can see, interesting formation here. We took out this high here, so there's a potential for GU to just continue going up, because we see it's taken out liquidity here on this leg here and then pushed up, although the push up was not as, the candle, was not as aggressive. So I'm 50-50, but looking, like we could push up and then, possibly push. Let me just look at the 1 hour. Yeah, so if anything, we will probably push up to 1.35924 and then continue possibly down, because this was a really significant, there's liquidity though up here. So there's potential for this candlestick to just push out, targeting liquidity above here. But at least on a near-term target, we're looking at 1.35950. Okay. And then from there, I would want to see what's forming before we push down. But I'm like, okay, push up, then maybe reject, come back down, or come back to immediate previous demand zone here before we continue to the upside. So hopefully I'm making sense in that scenario. So yeah, target of 1.35933. This high of Feb this year was very aggressive, and it took out that high. And then we see there's a retracement back up. And I think this retracement was just to clear imbalances. And now we are, retracing, and I think we're just going to try and clear some more imbalances before we continue. So I'm feeling like we are still in a bit of a consolidation when it comes to GU. I don't really want to say right now whether we are bullish or not. We are looking bullish, but at the same time, we may just be trying to rebalance the market basically before we continue down, take out more liquidity, and then we can decide on what's happening after that. Okay, but this move up here was kind of like looked like the beginning of like just a bearish trend. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Bullish short term, bearish longer term, or at least we'll see some continuation of a downtrend before maybe we see the nice uptrend. So that's GU. Let me look at a euro pair. So I like to trade, when I do trade euro pairs, euro card. So I think that'll be the last pair I look at in this analysis. If you guys want me to look at specific things, you can always tell me. Now, EuroCAD, this is a 1 hour, but on the weekly, EuroCAD, I really feel EuroCAD has been struggling at this level of 1.42884. It's just not able to clear this zone nicely. So we are kind of caught up in something here. We've just been caught up in this, quite interesting thing. But then we are looking bullish. So I feel like even if we do retrace, we will target the 1.43, anywhere between 1.43831 and 1.42779 zones are good demand zones to jump into the market to continue to buy. This rally up was just an indication that we are actually maybe getting out of this downtrend and now beginning to shift to the upside. So I'm bullish on EuroCAD. On that note, let me look at an NZD pair. So NZDJPY, for example. And NZDJPY is, this is on the weekly. We are looking kind of bearish. We kind of, this rejection on the weekly, we just pushed up and then we kind of closed with a strong weak rejection. And but there's potential to just continue, okay, to the upside. There's potential to continue to the upside. What I think was happening here is we were retesting a demand zone. I feel like we will probably retest, took out a high. Looking interesting. I feel like this is a retracement though. I feel like this is just a retracement and we're going to continue to push up higher. So what I would say is if we do take out the 75.860 level, then we are getting into bearish territory. Right now, I still feel like this was just a retracement and now we are going to now continue to push to the upside, and we are probably targeting the next swing high at the 79.26 of the 80 level. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing. So I am bullish on NZDJPY, but we, on the short term at least, we may. This was a retracement, and I feel like we're going to continue to the upside. So maybe I can look at CAD, just CAD, or let me say, okay, CAD JP. I guess CAD JPY will be looking the same as NZDJPY, yes. Retest a demand zone and possibly continue to the upside. Let me look at AUDUSD. AUDUSD is looking similar. This push down on the daily, it's like a liquidity grab, and we've been pushing up. We haven't quite taken out this significant swing high. And we are seeing rejection upside, this weak rejection. So we may push lower to, let's say, the 0.70858, and then we may bounce off that zone to continue to the upside. So short term, we may pull back some more. Long term, I think we are bullish. Okay, so yeah, so guys, that's about it. I don't want to keep this do this for too long, but hopefully this gives you a guide of how I'm going to be looking at the market. If I see any really good, awesome entries, I'll probably just post them on my on my community tab on YouTube, or if you're in my Telegram group, I also post, I do occasionally post my setups for the trades that I'm taking that week, and mostly on NAS and gold and maybe GU and EuroCAD. So keep an eye in the community tab, or if you're in Telegram group, you're good to go. So thank you very much, guys. See you soon. And if you like this content, by all means, like, smash that notification bell as well. See you soon, guys. Bye.